because it is sure hot outside.
Yeah, this is some of the hottest weather we've seen so far this year, so far this season, and it is going to be warm. But the nice thing is, if you have a swamp cooler, this is the perfect year, or perfect part of the year to bust it out. Bruce Springsteen here with the swamp cooler glory days. And as we take a look at the hot temperatures we'll be seeing, we won't be up to 100 degrees here in Albuquerque, but down in the southeast, we will be touching it. But the nice thing with the hot temperatures is that our relative humidities tend to be a little bit lower. So when you combine those hot temperatures with the lower relative humidities, it makes for a very effective swamp cooler. You get a very comfortable temperature inside. But later on in the summer, as we start to move into monsoon season, we'll start to see those relative humidities go up. Temperatures will come down a little bit, but still with those higher relative humidities, that's going to lead to some problems with the swamp coolers being as effective. It won't be quite as comfortable inside. So right now is really the best time of the year to be using those swamp coolers as hot and dry as it is right now. And that will be the case over the next month, month and a half, maybe even up to 2 months before we start to see monsoon season crank up across the state. And if you're inside, enjoy those swamp coolers. If you're outside, enjoy all this sunshine that we have across the state. We are looking at a very nice afternoon down in the Sacramento mountains, taking a look at cloud cropped here, and it's a very similar story in the metro as well. Lots of clear skies, and our chances of showers virtually nothing as we move into the afternoon hours. Temperatures though on the warm side, 78 degrees right now, northwest wind at 6 miles per hour. We're already in the 70s across much of the northern mountains, 72 in Taos, 77 in Santa Fe. Down to the south, already into the 80s across the southwest, but take a look at the southeast. 92 already in Roswell, 94 in Carlsbad, those 90s even reaching as far north as Tucumcari. They're sitting at 91, and we're going to continue to bump up those temperatures throughout the afternoon. This time yesterday, we were looking at a few showers and storms, especially across the northern part of the state, but you can see nothing going on across the entire state, and that will be the case throughout the afternoon and throughout much of the day tomorrow, as storm chances will be very slim as we start to build in this little bit of ridge of high pressure. But we are watching a trough that is going to be moving into our direction for the weekend, but the positioning of that trough will be very key as we move into the weekend as far as what we'll see happen. So right now the work week's ending on a very hot note, but as that trough starts to edge in, that will take the edge off the heat. But the position of this trough is going to make a big impact on how much rainfall we see over the weekend, especially in the northern part of the state. If the trough sets up too far north, we'll see all of our precip chances miss us to the north. We'll be looking at those winds starting to boost up across the state. And we'll also be looking at drying conditions, which will lead to a little bit elevated fire danger through the weekend and into early next week. Now, if that trough sets up a little bit further to the south, then we'll be looking at a better chance of getting a little bit of shower activity, especially across the northern part of the state and into western sections. We may even get a spot shower in the metro. We'll see less wind with this setup, and we'll also be looking at a little bit more moisture, which will at least decrease fire danger even if you don't see a shower in your area. So we are looking at possibly a promising weekend as far as keeping the fire danger at least in check through the weekend, but a lot of it will depend on where that trough sets up. And if you're heading out to the Isotope game this evening, 6:35 is when the game starts, and the temperature at 86 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Southern Colorado today, highs into the 70s with lots of sunshine. We'll have that chance of picking up a couple of showers as that trough starts to set up over the weekend, with highs back into the upper 60s for Saturday. Over the northwest, mostly sunny, highs into the 70s and 80s. We'll have a chance of a spot storm on Saturday, but mostly sunny skies throughout much of the next 7 days, with temperatures staying on the warm side. Over the southwest, mostly sunny, highs into the 90s this afternoon. We'll be in the 80s in Silver City through the weekend, with lots of sunshine through early next week. Over the southeast, lots of sunshine, temperatures hot, up to 101 in Carlsbad. We stay in the upper 90s in Roswell through at least the first part of the weekend before we drop back into the mid-90s to start next week. Northeast, breezy with temperatures in the 80s and 90s. We'll be looking at a chance of a spot storm on Saturday. Over the northern mountains, we'll see temperatures into the 60s, 70s, and 80s. We'll have a chance of picking up maybe a storm over the weekend here as well. Over the east mountains, breezy, highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. In the metro, we'll top out in the upper 80s with lots of sunshine, and we're looking at at least a quiet pattern, maybe a few more clouds, possibly a shower if that trough can set up far enough south. Temperatures at least coming down a little bit back into the upper 70s by the end of the weekend.
Gotta tell you, I'm looking forward to the summer. Want to get over to the spring. These allergies have really played a number on me.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get a little bit more rain to help out with that too.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, John, thank you.